Aries, welcome to this reading for you, general reading for love with me, Adrian Nelson, your psychic tarot reader. And the sort of focus in this reading is when it comes to love, do you hold on, do you let go, do you give a second chance? So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but based on the information that comes out on the reading, you can decide for yourself. Please remember this is a general reading, so please take it as it resonates. We're going to take a look at your past energy, your current energy. We're going to take a look at your immediate future. We're going to clarify. And then at the end of the reading, I'm going to give you the opportunity to get some answers from the Angel Answers cards for 3 questions that you might have on your mind when it comes to love, when it comes to life. So you might want to think of what those 3 questions are, and then those can be answered for you at the end of the reading. All right. So looking at the recent past, some of you have made some endings over here, some definite endings over here. You've got the World card, you've got the 4 of Pentacles, and then you also have the Page of Wands. So for a lot of you, there's definite ends that has taken place in certain connections. This could be in love, this could also be within your personal capacity of life, maybe with family members, with friends. But I can see that you've made some big changes over there in your life. Big endings, new beginnings, and for some of you, it could also be that you're completely surrendered into a space where this is the love that you're going to experience. But for a lot of you, I see that, you finally cut those ties, that you peacefully cut those ties, that you let a past connection go. Maybe it was very difficult for you. Maybe they had a very strong impact on your mind. I don't know. I feel that for some of you, even it might not have necessarily been, all that negative, but I feel that you were dealing with an energy, with a connection over your Aries, that it's almost like they kind of did whatever they wanted to do and you just had to follow the path. And for some of you, you just sort of rose above that. I do feel that this connection that you had with this person, that it really helped you to really grow within your personal capacity, spiritually, emotionally, just in sort of like personal development. I can really see that it helped you to really go to that next level. So it might feel like a connection that came with a lot of frustrations. I do see that there was a time there was a lot of beauty in there as well, but you had to let go. And when you started to let go, I can see that a lot of you started to really benefit from that, from that letting go, in the finances, in the confidence department, in the time-wise department, and then you started painting something new there with the Page of Wands over there. And I feel that this could be, it seems, Aries, like there's a slow growing connection there with someone where maybe you wanted to be friends with this person first to find out, who they are, what they are like, what they're all about. And I also feel in your own capacity that maybe, it's almost like you needed to pick up the pieces and really sort of define for yourself, what is it that you want in love next? Where is it that you want to go? What is it that you would like, a connection with another person to look like? And I can see that for many of you, that has taken some time, you needed to take some time with that. And it's like you got some real clarity about what it is that you want to have in love. And again, it could be a person that you really started to warm up towards this person. But I can see that you really, really took your time. It wasn't just jumping in there. Really, really amazing stuff. So let's look at your current energy. There's these 3 cards and they just want to come out. So we're going to see what they are. So very, very powerful energy, really stepping into your own energy over here. You've got the Knight of Swords, you've got the Ace of Swords, and you've got the 10 of Wands. So this is real clarity coming through here. For some of you, Aries, I do feel that you're maybe not 100% out of the dark just yet. So you may have made those really powerful connections there with someone, a space of needing to let go, what it is that you want, got that clarity. But now life is saying to you, there also comes a time when you have to actually let go. All right. If you want to be with someone, I get a sense that you're dealing with someone that they're not going to sit around and wait for you to finally, make up your mind or come towards you. You might be dealing with someone that they are open to being with you. They might like to be with you. They might be, open to the idea of considering it. But I don't really see that they're going to come and say, knock on your door and say, hey, Aries, you know what, I really have all these feelings for you. Not really. And even if you're in a connection with someone, if, you know, there's a space where a lot of times, Aries, you don't always realize how powerful your energy is and how much you say without actually saying a word. So you might be dealing here with someone that is sort of, they're kind of taking their cue from you. And if you want to go to the next level with them, you have to get clarity in your mind about it. And there's a very powerful question here with the Ace of Swords here for you at the moment. Do you want to be with them or not? That is the question. Do you want this to work or not? Do you want to be with this person or not? Do you want to be in this connection or not? Do you really want to be in love, especially if you're single? Do you really want to be in love? Or do you actually really want to work on your own life, be on your own for a while, fly free like a bird for a while? Because for a lot of you, you may feel like things are not going in a definitive direction, but life is sort of saying to you, like, you kind of need to stop giving me mixed signals, especially there with the Ten of Wands as well. And that is how it's actually saying that to you. It is by holding, like, so remember we had, let me show you these two cards together. So remember you had the world there in the recent past, which is about the endings and the realizations of the endings, and now you've got the Ten of Wands there in your current space, you know. And so life is saying to you, yes, it's all fair and well there, you know, with the Page of Pentacles. It's all fair and well that you know what you want, you know, the experience that you want, and all of those type of things. But if you are still holding on to the past, if you're still not fully making those clean cuts, if you're still holding on to maybe say memorabilia, any one of those things, then you still haven't made up your mind, you know. And I feel that for some of you, you might be in this space where you might be dealing with someone that is quite persistent. And so in a space like that, you have to be quite clear about what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want. And if that means that you have to sort of block their numbers so they can't call you, they can't email you, they can't whatever, then that is what you got to do, you know. But whatever it is, it's time to emotionally release the past, whatever that may mean for you, you know. And if it means that you have to get rid of that $10,000 vase or whatever it may be, then it's got to go, all right? Because for some of you, I feel, and I don't mean to be critical or anything like that, Aries, but I feel that for some of you, you want all these beautiful things that is available for you in love because you started to create it, but you got to claim it, you know. And obviously, if you're open to that beautiful connection, place your dominant hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath and claim that for yourself. But you also, you know, you can decide in your mind what it is that you want. But you also need, your actions need to reflect that you need to let go of what's holding you back, all right? It is time for that emotional release. If you've, you know, been with your ex and, you know, obviously if you've got a good thing going, that's perfectly fine. But, you know, if you still have a little bit of taka there in between, it might be time to just make a clean cut, all right? Let's see what's happening in the immediate future for you. Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Queen of Cups, which is actually very good news because with the Seven of Pentacles there, I see you starting something beautiful with someone new. I see the problems that might be there, the frustrations might be there. I see it being resolved. I see possibly a huge fight, like a huge fight, shouting, screaming, you know, all of those type of things, jumping up the walls and you know, kind of like doing a tap dance on the ceiling, you know, listen to what I've got to say. But I feel that there's a lot of pent-up emotions in this connection, and it's almost like that energy just needs to be released. And for many of you, it might feel that that's the end of things, like, oh my God, that's the end of things, I've really messed up now. But I really feel there's a beautiful beginning of things, because I feel that you, for many of you, you're in a space where you may be sort of tippy-toeing around each other, you know, living a little bit maybe of almost like the like what I call the Instagram relationships, where everything is just beautiful, everybody just sees we're so happy, we're such a nice match for each other, you know, or showing that you're so hyper independent. And here's the other thing: if you want love, you don't have to go out and declare it to the world. But if you really want love, you need to be open and honest with yourself about it at least, you know, and say, I want this. It might be scary, but I want it. I really want it. I desire it. It's something that I'm open to. It's something that I'd like to experience. Because if you can't if you can't admit it to yourself within yourself, then it's sort of like one of those things of like, what's the actual point, you know? Because if you want it, you have to at least admit to yourself that you want it. Otherwise, you can't have it. Okay? It's clarified that recent past. There's a lot going on in your energy here at the moment, so definitely see what the clarifications are saying here for you. So we're clarifying that recent past, the World, the Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. And for that energy, we've got the Queen of Wands. So you're dealing with someone that is open to being with you. It's almost like they don't open their heart towards you because they're not quite sure where they stand with you. And I feel the reason why they have that is because in many ways you don't quite know maybe where it is that you stand with love, you know. So you've got the Queen of Wands, you've got the Magician, the Magician is that Mercury energy, it's a communicative energy, it's the energy that rules Gemini and Virgo. So what do you actually want from the options? What do you want within your mind, in your soul, in your logic? What do you want? That question is coming through for you again and again and again. You gotta get clarity, at least to yourself, about what it is that you want. You gotta maybe work on accepting that within yourself. You know, if you're with someone and you wanna have you know, maybe it's all beautiful, it's all wonderful, but it's sort of platonic, but you want something more serious, you gotta admit that to yourself at least, you know, because that's what your energy is gonna communicate. But if you won't admit that for yourself, then the other person might also just carry on and feel, you know, yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna go over here, and feeling a little bit unfulfilled and those sort of things. But there's a beautiful possibility here for a beautiful connection to go both ways, but I sense a lot of fear, a lot of caution, and for many of you, you may say, well, we're going to see where this is going to go, let's not jump the gun, let's not jump into it, but it's really a question of what is it that you want, okay? Because you can create that, you can have that there with the Magician, but you've got to be open to it, and you are learning some lessons here with the Temperance energy, or at least learn some lessons there in the recent past about yourself and about love and about what it is that you want. So I feel that for many of you, you want love, but you know, it's almost like once bitten, twice shy type of thing. But you know, if you want to make an example, when I was very, very young, I got chased by this very, very vicious dog, and I've had real sort of like a phobia towards dogs, and it was impacting my life in such bad ways that I love to run. For example, I like to jog. And you know, I would at some point I stopped running. I was living in an area where people had a lot of dogs, and one day this one dog went over the fence and it was barking at me. I was totally horrified. Didn't run for almost 3 years, and I had to work through that fear. And for some of you, that's what you need to work through. Okay. So that it's all wonderful to paint a picture of what you want and things like that, but we also got to be willing to put in the work for what it is that we want. Okay. So let's look at your current space. So we're looking at the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Ten of Wands in your current space. And for that, you've got the Six of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Devil energy. So this is definitely a space where you want to work on your mindset, all right? The love is available, all of that is available, but I really sense again that for some of you, you might be holding on to the past, you might be holding on to fear, you might be holding on to what if it doesn't work, and all of those type of things. But remember, you cannot have a new experience of life if you don't allow it. And sometimes the way that we allow it is that you have to acknowledge to yourself that I do still have some fears around this, and I'm willing to release those fears, I'm willing to work on that. Because I feel that for many of you, the thing that is withholding you from the desires of your heart is some of those fears that you sort of like, it's almost like when you bake a cake and the cake is all spoiled and then you like got a hole inside, and then you kind of cover it up with icing and all type of things, but the hole is still there. So it's time to take off that icing and to maybe make a new cake so that it's, you know, it's good on the outside as well as on the inside, because otherwise you can get a connection with the most beautiful person, with the most perfect person, that is completely ideal for you, but then you sabotage it. And I feel that for many of you, the reason why the person that you are dealing with, your person actually, why there's that almost like a little bit of a conflict that is being experienced over there, is because on a deeper level, they sort of understand that you are holding on to things that is not serving in your best possible interest. And they sort of literally waiting to see if you're going to get over there or not. Okay. So it might be time for some real introspection when it comes to you, Aries. All right. I'm not saying that you're bad. I'm saying that you can do better. Looking at the energy heading away, so we're looking at the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. And for that, we've got the Nine of Wands, the Hermit energy, and the King of Pentacles. So again, there is some unresolved fear withholding love from you. That it is what it is. All right, unresolved fear. Give yourself a time, give yourself a break. I feel that for some of you, you're really running. There's a lot of running that's taking place in your life. There's a lot of sort of like doing this, doing that, maybe being very busy. But I feel the time has come to actually slow down and to just really take a honest contemplative look at things and say, what is it that I need to look at? What is it I need to focus on? What is it I need to sort of release and resolve within myself so that love can flow easily, beautifully, and effortlessly? Okay, so it's time for those 3 questions that you can have about life, that you can have about love within your life. And if it resonates with you, I'd really appreciate you liking the video if that helped you. For those of you that are not subscribed, I'd really appreciate you subscribing to the channel, hitting that all notifications button. For those of you that are already subscribed, I really appreciate that. So question number 1, I'm going to get the card that went to the floor, and then let's see question number 1. So for question number 1, okay, you've got 3 cards. So for question number 1, it says yes. Beautiful. Yes. Okay. Question number 2, reconsider. All right, maybe there's a better way of doing things. And for question number 3, it says opportunity. All right, so that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. Why did I say Sagittarius? Sagittarius was the previous reading. Maybe you're dealing with a Sagittarius. So that's what I got for you, beautiful Aries. I hope that you're doing amazing. If any of you are interested in deeper exploration within your energy, within the person, you're more than welcome to book a personal reading. The details to do that is down below in the description. I just want to mention with a personal reading for love, when I do a reading, it's personal within your energy. So I look at your energy, what is it you need to do. If anything about the person that you are dealing with comes up, then that will be acknowledged. But I don't look into other people's energy without their permission. I always say to people, that's like being a peeping Tom. It's like looking at someone in the bathroom. It's something that I don't do. Okay. There's a link down below for my step-by-step tarot reading course. There's a link for my free oracle card reading course. If any of you are open to enhancing your life through regression hypnosis, which is also called past life regression, the details for that is down below in the description as well. From my heart, namaste, love and light. See you next time.